the additional element of prizes and winning. Right? Our first couple of games didn't have any like element of winning or anything like that. It was just about doing the game, doing the activity. So this next one, there will be winners, and you could be one. All right, so this one's called Making Connections, and here's the premise. And this is a game that's actually, I mentioned earlier that one of the things you can do with games is actually do real work. This is a game where we're going to do real work. So here we are with this conference, which is awesome. And why do people come to conferences? Why do we come? To meet people, to learn, right? And usually, right, I find that people frequently come to conferences in terms of the learning with some specific things that they would like to do better back in their real world. Maybe they have a problem, they're looking for insight on how to deal with it. Maybe as a coach or a trainer, we've run across some pattern and we really like a game that can help address that pattern. Quick advertisements. We're doing a deep dive session on how to create your own games later. Okay, end of advertisement. Right, but we come with some things in mind that we'd like to achieve, right? Some value that we would like to capture. And so to help increase the chances for all of you that you're actually going to capture that value and walk out of here feeling like you made a good investment of your time, right? You're investing 3 days of your time in this conference, most of us. And like any investment, right, you're putting this time in, you're investing this time in the hopes that you're going to get back something that's even more valuable. Well, a good way to help ensure that happens, or to help make it more likely that that will happen, is to be clear with yourself about what is that goal. What is it that you could get from this conference that would make it a really great investment, right? Have you walk out of here 3 days later going, wow, that was so worth 3 days of my time. Now, one of the things that I'm gonna leave as a given and ask you not to necessarily put down as your goal, I'm assuming this is a universal goal, is meeting other people, building our network. Right? We come to Agile Games because, wow, I want to meet other people that are into using games and simulations in their Agile transformational work. So besides that, that's an important, wonderful goal, but besides that, what would be really valuable, right? Is there a situation in your work that you want to bring some ideas back to? Are you hoping to find some new game? Are you hoping to just maybe find a bunch of new games that you've never played before? Are you hoping to increase your skills in debriefing, in facilitation? What is it for you? So you're going to get 30 seconds, it's going to be lightning fast, to brainstorm this and come up with one big goal, and then on your little worksheet that's in front of you, write down where it says your goal, write down your goal. Wow. All right, so now what we're going to do, all right, there was a point when they gave me this mic earlier, they said, we might need another battery for you. I think that point has come. So while we're doing the battery swap, and I'm attached to that, so yeah, that's cool. So what we're doing, all right, excellent. Uh-oh. All right, so let's hear some goals. Who's got a goal they're willing to share? And while we're hearing goals, if you're suddenly inspired, like, oh my God, that's a better goal than what I had, right? Change your goal. What do you got?
I want to create an environment where my team leans forward into Agile.
So you want to get some things that will help you create an environment where your team leans forward into it. Yeah. I love that. Yes, sir, in the back.
Games to reinforce self-organization.
Learn some games to reinforce self-organization. Yes, sir.
I want to bring back skills for reflection to let companies to help us think about change.
Bring back some things to help us with reflection so we can think about it.
Yeah, inspiration to bring new creative approaches to my Agile practice.
Oh, I love it. Maybe a couple of more. Yes, sir.
Find out what Agile means to people outside my company.
So find out what Agile means to people outside. Love it. Yes, ma'am.
Going back to re-energize, you implement Agile, everyone's happy, gung-ho about it, and then it's just another process. So go back, share everything we learned here, and then get the guys to be excited about it again.
So find some stuff to bring back to help re-energize. Okay, last one.
Okay,
hi. Wait.
Hi, all. I want to learn games about how to take decisions as a team.
Games to help decision making as a team. I love it. And wait, who's it? It's Roger's doing the debriefing thing, right? Right? Talk to him. He taught me last night. He taught me this really interesting technique for that. Okay, so now what I just did was I helped hopefully to make a connection that might help this gentleman with his goal. What we're about to do for the next 3 minutes is I'm going to send all of you out on a mission with your little worksheets to find people who would be willing to help you make progress on your goal. Now, just like before, you're going to walk up to somebody and introduce yourself, and then after you've done the introductions, you're going to share your goal. And if they believe that, over the course of this conference, or perhaps even after, they have something to contribute towards that goal, right? Something specific, tangible, that they're like, hey, actually, I think I can help you with that. Great, I want you to capture their name. And to make this real, some sort of contact information, an email address, a phone number, whatever it is, right? So now, for us being, the requests that are being made of us, right, we have to, okay, boy, am I willing to give out my email or phone number for this topic, right? This may be reasonable or unreasonable. Good thing we had some practice with this. And then there's a room for some notes. Now, optionally, if you're like an Uber networker and you're here with a pocket full of business cards, first off, rock on. I was a bad networker. I have some business cards, but not really enough with me. You could capture their name and then take a business card. But I do want you to get the name on the sheet, because we're going to use these sheets for scoring. Similarly, on the second sheet, people that you meet whom you feel like, hey, I can help this person, I want to help this person, I will help this person, you're going to capture their name. This is the person you're going to help. Again, contact information and a room for notes if you need them, like maybe a word or two to remind you what's this person's goal. And so you're going to be collecting names and contact information for people who can help you and that you can help. The goal of this game is to score as much as you can. Here's the trick. Your score at the end of the game is going to be the lower of the two counts. So you'll have a count of how many people can help me, how many people can I help. Whichever number is lower, that's going to be your score. Right? So you're kind of incented to try to keep it balanced. Try to find as many people that you can help as people can help you. Questions about how the game plays? All right, at the end there will be fabulous, fabulous prizes. 3 minutes. Let it begin.
Oh yeah, I can. You tell him to.
I'm an agile coach. I play games with my clients all the time. Rolling out.
Chris, nice to meet you. What's your goal? Areas that we can process. And I think we're not going to use it. So what's your
And if you can hear me, raise your hand. If you can hear me, return back to your original seat. Please return to your original seat.
Would you mind being added to my list of people that can help?
Wrap up your current conversation.
Would you mind?
We will be taking attendance.
Let me change mine.
You will go on your permanent record. All right, so hold up your scores, right? How many people are on your list of people that you can help? How many people are on the list that can help you? Your total score is the lesser of those two numbers. So how many people have a score of at least 1? Raise your hand. Keep it up. Okay, now keep it up if you have at least 2. At least 3. 1, 2. Okay, so we have, it looks like 3 or 4 winners. So people who have at least 3, you are winners. Congratulations. Come on up. The very end over here where Vanna White is at the end of the table. You get to pick whatever you would like from our collection of fabulous prizes, which include copies of The Elements of Scrum and Scrum, A Breathtakingly Brief and Agile Introduction. It's a book where the title is longer than the rest of the book. Or we've got Scrum Master buttons and Sharpies and just stuff.
And a poetry kit.
And Agile poetry kits, right? Magnetic poetry kits. So help yourself to something from the table, anything at all that you like. Yay for our winners. All right. So, so I want to make sure to leave probably about, is it about 10 minutes for the?
You have about 10 minutes left.
Oh, I've got 10 minutes left. Perfect. So we get time to iterate on this game one more time. So now we're going to evolve this game a little bit. We're going to take this into real kind of scrimmage and simulation land. At your table, figure out what are the people, maybe the person who has the lowest score. Right? Now, if you have more than one of those, through whatever mechanism you decide at your table, choose one. This person becomes your customer. Now, your goal as a team, each table is going to be a team, is to help your customer make connections. Help your customer find people that they can help and that can help them. And so your table score, your starting score, is going to be whatever that person's current score is. Maybe it's 0, maybe it's 1, right? Whatever it is. That's your starting score as a table. And then you're going to get a minute to plan at your table, how are you going to help increase this score? One rule that I will put in place is that the customer does not get to leave the table during the game. So the rest of the team has to figure out, how are we going to help this customer, right? Get more contacts, get more connections on both sides of their paper, right? People they can help, people that can help them. So you're going to get, let's see. Actually, yeah, you get like a minute to plan. Once you've created your plan, you're going to have 3 minutes to execute on it as a team, and then come back together at the end of the 3 minutes. You'll total up that person's new score, and the team that has made the greatest delta will be winners. And each member of that team, unless we have too many teams that win, will get a free copy of Scrum, A Breathtakingly Brief and Agile Introduction, or other fabulous prizes if you prefer those. And if we turn out to have like a whole bunch of teams, they all have the same score, we're going to do a Rochambeau playoff to determine how many people are the winners. Okay, so 1 minute to plan, so identify your customer, 1 minute to figure out as a team how are you going to increase their score, and then we'll have 3 minutes to run the game.
How's everything going so far?
So far, we've had some easy problems. Everything's going great other than that.
We discovered that Microsoft changed the template for the video before, but they were nice enough to convert our presentation. So what I did, so it's up and running.
Our goal right now is to get you to 3 by finding some people that you have, but it can't be
someone here talking.
And remember, you have to increase both sides of their score. You have to find people that can help them, and people that they can help.
I think by default, my name should have been on your list as well, because you guys have a great deal. You can help by having those audience. You can flesh out this stuff. You just have to find people who are looking to build their awareness in the community.
All right, so our planning time is over. You have 3 minutes to go out and execute on your plan to improve your customer's score. 3 minutes. Let it begin.
We know are looking for exposure, and just get them. Let's get that. Let's just see what happens. Let's see what happens. We only have a few minutes.
What do you guys know? I know you're Jamie.
30 seconds. 30 seconds left.
Technical. I need a non-technical. Are you a technical person?
Yes. Well, what do you need? Deborah, what do you need help with?
I got this one. I got two. I got one that can work in those spreadsheets.
So that was
All right, time has expired. Please return back to your table. Please return back to your table and total up your customers' view score. What is your customer's view score? Remember, the score will be how many people can help them, how many people can they help, which is the lower of the two numbers that will become their score. Once you've calculated their score, we're interested in the delta. How much has their score improved since the beginning of this round of the game? All right, so as soon as you've calculated your delta, right, how much have you improved your customer's score, raise your hand. One of our folks with microphones will come around, and we're going to find out what are the scores. So as soon as you've calculated, oh, we've got over here. Oh, you're holding up a microphone, or you have a microphone?
Although over here we are a +6.
+6 is right now the best score. Oh my goodness.
+12.
+12 over here.
Plus 12, maybe plus 12.
All right. What are some of our other deltas? Let's just hear them. Plus 7, nicely done, nicely done. Plus 7, awesome. Plus 8, yay. 9, all right. Any others? Plus 1, yay. But you know one really good one? Wow, coming away. Oh, awesome, awesome. All right, so I think plus 12 are first place winners, plus 12 table. So come on up over to the prize area. Vanna, if you'd help them. Everybody gets a copy of the Elements, or not the Elements of Scrum, A Breathtakingly Brief and Agile Introduction. Okay, what was second place? What was our, did I hear 9? 9? I think we've got enough. 9. Come on up and get copies of the book. All right, so I'm gonna talk about this one like for no more than 30 seconds because we need to hear from some of our other presenters today. I just want to say, so this was an example where we built this into something that was much more of a scrimmage, where we had lots of aspects of, you know, a team working together in an agile way. We had a short planning session, we had a short time-boxed execution session, and you could take this same framework and do multiple sprints with it, right? You could have the team go out, do one round of improvement, come back, have a brief retrospective, what worked, what didn't work, how could we do this better again, and do one more round with it. And so you could have a couple of cycles with this. And like I say, this is more of a scrimmage, because you've got people interacting in pretty rich ways, in an organization at scale, people trying to achieve goals that, you know, while other people are trying to achieve different goals, right? And yet we're interdependent on them. So an example of a scrimmage. All right. So I think we need to hear from our other presenters, little quick promos. I guess, should we do a quick promo, real quick?
Sure.
All right, so if you would